thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. We're going to be talking about product owners and business analysts. And I just want to point out that the product owner role is not one that occurs in nature. It's a role that was invented by Agile. That doesn't make it bad, but it fills a definite need. But prior to Agile, there probably weren't a whole lot of people with that. Okay. Now, I would argue, and I think many people would argue, that the product owner is the most essential role, but too often it's the poorest performed role in an Agile project. And difficulties arise especially as related to business analysis. So we want to deal with that. So we want to identify some key elements and strengths of both effective project owners and business analysts, look at the challenges that each faces, especially when they try to cover each other's bases, and suggest some ways that they can work together and participate productively to enhance Agile project success. So I'm going to take a small risk here and try to make this a somewhat interactive session. So I'm going to ask you folks, if you would, to enter in the chat window. I'm going to hope to keep this more visible. What is the product owner role? So please type in the chat window, and all answers are good answers. And we'll just try and capture some of this, and I'm not going to try to put it into the slides because that technology doesn't work. But please enter your ideas on what is the product owner role. And so enter that in the chat window if you would. Okay. Product verification. Okay. Good. Any others? Okay. So lots of room. Design functionalities. Okay. Product shape and form. Connections from start to end. Okay. Prioritizing. Okay. Any others? Product vision. Good. Any others? Requirements. Decision maker. Subject matter expert. Any others? Okay. It's a good bunch here. Any others? Anybody's got? Part of the team. Okay, that's a good point. It's often overlooked. Accountability. Okay, super. So that's a good bunch. Availability. Okay. So you folks seem to know all this stuff. There's a question as to why we actually have to be here. Well, let's look at the business analyst role. And so would you please once again in the chat window share what you'd say the business analyst role is. And some of it may be similar or the same as what you've said, but say it anyhow so we don't lose sight. Okay. Drive the success requirements of the project. Good. Document requirements. Okay. Any others? Capture and scrutinize requirements. Okay. Any others? Identify trends ask questions. Good. As a mediator, okay. Interesting. Okay. Any others? In pre-agile world, liaison between business and IT. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. And perform impact assessment. Okay, good. Any others? Okay. Okay, so that's a pretty good bunch of stuff, and we had a little overlap, but not very much, with the product owner role. Hypothetical analyst. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe you can clarify there. Hypothetically, they're an analyst, or they analyze hypotheses, or what? Okay. Okay. So, translates business language and technical language. Okay. Okay. Excellent. So we've got a lot of good stuff there. Now, what are the respective roles of the product owner and the business analyst in innovation? Okay. Is innovation part of their role? And if so, how? Any thoughts? And do they have the same role in innovation? Okay. Or different, or how does that work? Do they work in the same directions, or are they somewhat conflicting? Okay, should be aligned. Okay. Should be isn't always the same as is, unfortunately, correct? What else? Should be aligned in innovation. Okay, so the product owner identifies the vision, okay, which is a critical starting point for the innovation. Good. Anything else? Shares experiences, okay, and that could be both of them, I would think. Okay. Aligning goals. Okay. Translates innovation into requirements, okay. How do I achieve the vision? And champion and drive innovation, and who would be doing that? Either or both, or? Any others? Okay. So we've got a bunch of good information here. Thank you, everybody. You see, you've done a lion's share of the work. And the product owner is the champion. Okay. Okay, good. And the business analyst both champions and drives. Okay. Okay. Okay, excellent. So I'm sure you've all seen the Scrum process. What's the gist of this? We start with a product backlog, a lot of backlog items describing what it is that we want to create. That gets winnowed into